Hello, my name is Jesus, and I'm the founder of Hustling Labs. Today, we're going to be looking at a brand new AI coding tool that promises to replace Replit Agents, Lovable, and Bolt.new. That tool in question is SoftGen, and we're going to test it thoroughly today to help you determine whether or not this tool is a good fit for whenever you are going to build your next project. Hey, before we move forward, before we do anything else, I will ask you that you please consider liking this video. We are on a journey and trying to teach the world about how to use AI tool to accomplish their dreams and goals. And by you liking this video, it helps me spread the word out there to the world on how to do this. Now, if this is not your first video or if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. It helps me give me credibility when people are watching my videos. But I'm not going to bug you down with that. We're going to jump right in and we're going to start comparing this tool and seeing what features it has available. The first thing I would like to do is we're going to explore some of the features that they currently market in their homepage. Also, they promise to have an app on the first version of an app within 20 minutes. That's doable, but we will see how many errors it throws. In my experience, yes, you can have something within the first 20 minutes, but it's probably going to take a little bit more than that to have something that is truly usable, bug-free. I haven't tested SoftGen yet. You're getting my very first reactions to this, so we will see how it goes. So they describe the process. Okay. They have a nice comprehensive list of integrations. So right now, they have Resend for emails, Stripe and Lemon Squeezy for payments, Firebase for authentication, and for cloud storage and for the database and the real-time database. They have SEO optimization using Nest.js, and the UI components are being used from ChatCN and Tailwind CSS. That's pretty standard across the board, but it's a good start. I wish that they would offer database through Supabase because that's what everybody seems to like nowadays, but Firebase is a good alternative. And we reached the end. Now, based on experience and based on conversations with one of the founders, it looked like one of the biggest things about SoftGen is that, number one, you can host your app not only with them, they offer their own hosting, and that is included in the pricing, but also you can host your app through Vercel, and that's a nice alternative because this is a startup. So if you don't want to put your app in a startup hosting, which may or may not be a good idea, that's up to each individual person, but you could do it through Vercel. So you remove that worry out of the equation. To me, it's good to have options, and it seems to be the right way to go, at least in regards to hosting. We will see where we get here in the next few minutes as we start building with it. Before we move forward, I figure I covered the pricing because that's part of the decision-making process as you're picking a tool. So I wanted to be upfront with it so everybody knows and everybody's on the same page. As of today, January 2nd, 2025, the pricing starts at $25 per month for the entry plan, which includes 2.5 million tokens and all the other features that are here on their entry plan. Now, the boost plan, the biggest difference is that the amount of tokens jump from 2.5 million tokens to 6 million tokens, and you also get priority support. They also have a scale plan that you can select from the drop down, and it gives you more tokens and access to VIP events. Now, one key difference between SoftGen and most other AI coding tools is that any overages, they are charged at $1 per 100,000 tokens. Hopefully today we can determine how many tokens you will need per prompt. I don't know if we're going to get to a solid math, but at least we're going to try. But $1 per 100,000 tokens, that seems reasonable to me. Now, another big difference between SoftGen and most other AI coding tools is that, number one, you can host your application in SoftGen using one of their subdomains, or you can host them using Vercel. They offer you that flexibility to host them with them. It's just that you're not going to be able to use your own custom domain. Other than that, everything else is pretty standard. As of right now, they are offering 20% off their plan. So for their $25 plan, it would drop to $20. So that's comparable to most other AI coding tools. Even at $25, I would argue that that's reasonable. But we're going to see some of their capabilities and see how well and how good the app is and whether or not you should consider it. All right, so here we are in the app. So it looked like they have made some major changes recently. So they have reduced the amount of tokens used for every prompt. They have a smarter error detection, which is always great. You always want to be able to detect errors as they go. So you have a bug-free application. And also, it doesn't cost you any tokens to solve those errors. Those are great updates, in my opinion. All right, we're going to create our application. I have gotten a prompt from codeguide.dev and I made some modifications to it. I'm only going to add the PRD file to it because I want to be able to just get to it relatively fast. Again, this is the first time that I am testing this tool, so I just want to see how well it can do. And I'm building the same application using Lovable, so it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to blow my mind or it's going to tank. We're going to see how well it does. But I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to create my new project. We're going to start from scratch. We can explore templates a little bit later. So we're going to call this Desmily CRM, which is what it's called. And the project type is going to be a full stack. But let's see. So the front end, the key features are Net.js, framework, React components, Tailwind CSS, responsive designs, SEO optimization, and static site generation. And this is what it's an idea for. Now I want the full stack because we're building a CRM. So we want to have a backend as well. And we want to have the real-time data sync so multiple users can play around in the same software. So we're going to create this project. And it's asking us to create a Firebase project. So let me do that really quick off camera, and I'm going to come back once it's done. All right, that was a relatively painless process. So we're going to continue with our Firebase connection. We did the first part, so we're going to go to part 2. So I'm going to go to Firebase, click on web, and we're going to call this Desmily CRM. We're not going to set up Firebase hosting. So we're going to register the app. That will give us a code, and this code that we have to return back to SoftGen and paste it. So we can hit that step down. All right, now in the Firebase console, select your project, navigate to each service on the sidebar, follow the prompts and enable configuration. So we're going to continue to the console. And we are going to now get this step done. All right, so now we're going to activate some of the services that we need to run. So the first one is the authentication. We're going to click on authentication and we're going to get started. For now, we're going to set up email and password, but you can also use phone number. You can have anonymous authentication, or you can have additional providers like Google, Facebook, Play Games, GitHub, Yahoo, Edge, formerly known as Twitter, Apple, Game Center, and Microsoft. For now, the only thing that we're going to be using is email and password, which we're going to enable, and we don't want to enable for now the email link, the passwordless sign-in, like the one that is offered by HeyGen. Not HeyGen, SoftGen. So we're going to select that one. Then we're going to go back and Firestore activate it on Firestore database. So we're going to open it. Now, keep in mind that as you're going through authentication, if you decide to add other providers, you will need to do the setup for that other provider. So that requires some other steps, and they provide instructions for that. So, but going back to the Firestore database, we're going to create a database, and it's going to be here in the United States. We're going to click Next. It's really important that you start in production mode. That will allow you to use this with clients or with users out there. We're going to create that. While it's doing that, this one is the real-time database. So we're going to back to build and to go on the real-time database. We're going to create this database. Again, we're in the United States, Central. So, and we're going to start in log mode. And we're going to enable that. Lastly, we want to enable storage, which is the one down here, the fourth and last one. And we're going to upgrade to a billing plan. So let me set this up. All right, so now that I have created the my payment in the backend, I'm going to click down and we're going to set up storage and central. We're going to start in production mode and we're going to create it. There was an error creating the bucket, so we're going to go through it one more time. If not, we're going to refresh the page and try again. It's thinking, so just allow us some time to do that. Yeah, right. So let's see where this takes us. All right, now that that bucket has been created, the storage one, we're going to go back to SoftGen and we're going to click Next in the Firebase, go to project settings. So project settings, navigate to service accounts, click on generate new private keys. Yes. We're deleting this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Save the downloaded JSON file, copy the. So we're going to copy this snippet. Firebase at pins. Oh. Yeah. Minute case session snippet. All right. And that's what we're going to paste here. And we got the JSON. All right, now for the last step, we're going to set up the user role. So you have to click on all service account and it's going to bring you to the Google Cloud Console. We're going to click on this edit icon and we're going to set all of them to owner. So, and Perhaps this is not the best security practice, um, but for these demo purposes, we are going to make sure that we get it to work. All right, so now it's set up to for owner as all of them. We're going to return back to CodeGen and Firebase admin, authentication, cloud data store, and storage admin. Let's make sure that we did them all before we do anything else. I'm pretty sure that we are good to go, but we will know here in a second. Pretty sure we did code 4. And I should be good here. All right. And this should be it. This, I think we're missing one step. Let's see what, I don't know. We didn't check those. And we will complete the set. And it's been a success. So our database has been set up. Now we're going to go back to Notion. And again, this prompt was created using Code Guide. I will leave down the description. What I like about Code Guide is that it allows me to build comprehensive prompts that creates really nice outcomes rather than the trial and error. It looks like they have two different type of models. They have the creativity model, which is better for design and complex changes, and performance, which is faster for simple tasks and physics. That seems to compare to what a Replit Agents offer. They offer the agents and the assistant. The agents is what you use to build. The assistant is what you use to make simple changes. So creativity and performance, same concept. But we're going to send this. They also have a way to enhance the prompt. So if you don't have a great prompt, I will encourage you to go ahead and use the enhanced prompt feature. And you can also upload files and images for the AI to use as inspirations. So we're going to push this forward. And while the AI is working, I want to show you a few things up here. Number one, the preview is what you see on the screen. It's a preview of the work that the AI has done. The code editor is where you see the code being generated, and you can go and manually change files. So if I compare SoftGen with Lovable in regards to this, I would say that SoftGen is much better because if you know what you're doing, you can go and manually make changes to the files versus if you're using Lovable, you don't have that luxury there, at least not yet as of today. You get the preview, so you get the preview link. As I had mentioned before, this is the link that your app is hosted on. So it's under subdomain, so you can use that to send it for people to preview and see and test. They also have a way for you to see your preview on a laptop, iPad screen, or tablet and cell phone, just to make sure that your creation is responsive. They have a refresh button, and they have a way that where you can change from one page to the other here if there is no navigation bar. And they have a way for you to open your project in a brand new tab. So right now the AI is working. All right, we're going to let it run. You can add files. So if you're using Code Guide, I would encourage you to add all the files that Code Guide gives you, because that will give context to the AI, and that is SoftGen version of knowledge. And it looked like you can mention files to specifically edit here, which is great. Now, up here, you get your settings, so you can clone this project. You can link it to your GitHub repository. You can deploy it, again, using Vercel. You can manage your team members. You can manage your environment variables, project settings, or you can share your projects and you get 500,000 free tokens, which is always great when you get rewarded like that. I haven't seen any AI tool that offers that feature. So I would say that I will be sharing a whole lot of my projects so I don't have to pay for it and I can continue building for you guys. But we will see the quality of it. I also don't want to share something that is not ready yet. Um, while we're doing that, they have a light mode and a dark mode. I prefer the dark mode 100 times out of 100. So, and then you got your settings area, profile, billing, upgrade, and downgrade, how many tokens you have left, 2.5 million for me. You can give feedback, you can access the academy, and you can log off your account. All right, so it look like right now the agent is working. So it took 13,225 tokens. That's quite a bit, but we have 2.5 million, so perhaps it's not that bad. I see that it's writing code on the right side. Now it's taking me to the preview. And okay. So that's okay. So we're going to go back. All right, that's a decent start. Now, yep, I wanted to adhere to these colors, so and it didn't. No big deal. So we're going to ask to change the background to, and for this one, we're going to use performance because this is a simple task. And if I understand this correctly, performance should be able to give us the best. All right, I need to verify the current implementation of the background color. All right, so right now is looking for errors and it's using the files. Let's see how it does. All right, so just for context, this is the folder that I'm asking for right here. So I see the background or is white. Right now, change it to, and don't get me wrong, this is not an error that is exclusive to SoftGen. I run into this issue with many AI coding tools. Simple enough, but it happens. So we're going to run through it and we're going to fix it. All right. So now we have the color that we wanted. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go back, and that's a server error. That's fine. And we're going to create the database. And for context, this is what I had done using Lovable. I think they're pretty compatible right now on looking at what both have done. Let's allow Lovable to restart. It's been closed for a while. I ignored the homepage because the homepage was built doing other things. But this is what Lovable gave me, which is pretty compatible, I would say, to what SoftGen has produced here up to a certain extent. Granted, I play around with. Oh, wait. Make sure I'm honest. I did it with the wrong one. I messed up. All right, let's see how it goes. All right, it's actually creating. It has created. Nice. Right now, it's building the database structure. How to change this to performance? All right, let's see what else we had written here. I don't think there were many other. Okay. Yeah. So let's write. Design the dashboard with this app. And that's using the creativity. Good. All right. So it's actually taking consideration our color scheme, which is good. And there's a video that will be coming that I will compare how 4 different AI coding tools compare doing this exact same project. So if this is something that you're interested in, please stay tuned because that will be coming out hopefully this weekend. It's just SoftGen is getting a head start with it, but I'm writing every single prompt for every single screen just to make sure that we get exactly what we want. And hopefully you can see them in action and compare and contrast and determine which one is better for your needs. All right. Oh, wow. Then I really like this dashboard. All right. So now create the complex page. I really like this dashboard. It got the data that I need, the total followers across all accounts, engagement rate. And I forgot to mention, this is a CRM for content creators like me. So the idea is that I can manage all my social media accounts from one place. This is something that I'm building for myself and I'm willing to share my journey with you. I don't think this will become a SaaS business. It's more something that I want to have for myself. So, but if this is something that you like, I might consider, I don't know, doing a template or something that you can duplicate. I don't care. I don't see myself running a SaaS, at least in the next few months. So, and this is definitely not going to be, well, I don't think this is going to be it, to be honest with you. I have created the one. I got an error here on the side. I wonder what that's about. The bottom, would you like me to add the content creation form? So I implement the Firebase integration. While it's doing that, I want to see a preview. So I restarted the server. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything on the left side. All right. Let's see. I got an error. Let's take in consideration that it's writing code. So Let's see how it goes. And it's still writing, checking for errors. So let's give it a couple of seconds before. I would say that even though this is semi-autonomous, system is quite fast. Let's see if we need to refresh. No need to refresh. Let's go to the contacts page. Now it should load. Right. So even though it said that aside this error face, I got this error when clicking on the context any option. So even though he said that fixing errors was free, he didn't catch that error. I mean, not that big of a deal, but or all right, so let's figure out what the error is. It's going through it. No, let's turn on light. All right, checking for errors again. Oh, no errors. At least as of yet. All right, so it tells you what it did, which is quite nice. It's kind of like their terminal. All right, let's see if it works now. Oh, let me see if there is any. Yeah, there's no way to say, hey, this is an error. All right, let's see if they. Oh, fix the error. Okay. So now we have a contact page and a way to add contact or not. All right, we align to add more functionality. Add page, add contact for okay. And that's now I'm writing relatively simple prompts. What I'm doing is on Notion, I'm breaking it down that in tasks with really specific instructions on how it should look like, how many input fields, what input fields should go there, how it should be saved on the database, the functionality that it needs to do, how it's supposed to look like, animations that I want in those. So every prompt that I send will be really detailed to specify exactly how I want it to look and feel. With that being said, I will leave a link down in the description below if you want to subscribe and get a notification when the file is ready. I'm more than willing to share it with you. I will send you an email with the link to the Notion base. All right, so it looked like we were able to create the form. It's checking for errors now. And right now it should be loading the page. We're going to go to the contacts tab. And okay. So yeah, I like what I see. Countries, Okay. All right. So right now we have built two different screens. Okay. Yeah, two screens. And right now I'm pretty impressed with what I see. There are many other features that I'm not testing today, like the GitHub repository and deployment. Now, if I were to compare these to others in terms of design, I will say that they have done a great job at bringing really nice designs to what I wanted to build. Um, okay, so profile is only that on the billings. Um, yep, take us back to Stripe. So far I used 250,000 tokens doing that. I would say that that's reasonable in comparison to tools like Bolt, which is super expensive. So um, I like the price that I paid for those few um, pages that I created. And this brings us to the end to yet another video, this time reviewing SoftGen. I will give this tool an 8 out of 10. It has some room to grow, but it's a fairly mature product that is providing a really nice interface for users. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day.